basketball. The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
It is time for Buckeye men's basketball here on a Sunday, folks. We got the Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the Illinois Fighting Illini on the road. The number 18 team in the country. Illinois, they are hitting this pocket of the season where they are hitting a little bit of some struggles. And that could either be a good thing or a bad thing, right? When you're going on the road, Orange Crush is going to be hyped up. Now, this might be an environment that doesn't get the street cred it deserves nationally, but we got a lot of those places in the Big Ten. I feel like Purdue and Mackey Arena, they get that now. Like, we talk a lot about what that environment is, but there's still some places, right? The Breslin Center, they get that cred. Wisconsin is a tough place to go and play. Illinois, since they have had their resurgence here under Brad Underwood and they have been making NCAA tournaments back to back to back to back, that is a tough place to play. And when you're a good team, it makes it even harder. So Ohio State, of course, is going to have to lace them up really tight if they want to stay hot. So you've got Illinois, who is coming off a stretch where they have lost three of their last 4 games. They lost on the road in Nebraska. They got the home win over Northwestern 2 games ago. But before that, it was losses to Maryland and a loss on the road at Michigan State. And they have dropped to 6-5, 14-7 overall, which if you hadn't checked in with Illinois in the last couple of weeks, that record might shock you because earlier on, they were looking like one of the best teams in college basketball. And I still think they are really good, and they have the ability to beat anybody in the country. But I think this Ohio State basketball team right now is playing like they can beat any team in the country. Buckeyes at 13-8, right? It's not the best overall record that you've ever seen in the world, but that's because they took some lumps early on. They had some close losses. This was a team that was still learning. They had 2 blowout losses on their ledger at Maryland and the game against Auburn, which, you know what, nobody's really been able to touch Auburn. They got 1 loss on the season, but still, when you're down by 40, almost 50 points in a ball game, it makes you kind of look in the mirror a little bit harder. And I think they took those 2 blowouts against Maryland and Auburn, and they started to use those to their benefit. Then they started to play a lot more competitively, and then they went through that other swell where it was Michigan State, Oregon, Wisconsin, and Indiana, and they played some good basketball against really good teams, but just didn't make that 1 or 2 extra plays to turn a loss into a win. But they were right there at the end. This was 5 straight games for the Buckeyes that were 1-possession contests that had never happened before in the history of Ohio State basketball. But they got through it, and they wound up beating Purdue on the road, coming back home, beating Iowa, and then beating Penn State on the road to get to this game here today, where they're going to Illinois, trying to finish out the week with a huge one against the Fighting Illini. I loved hearing Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker getting excited for this one, getting hyped for it. Their passion for Buckeye men's hoops, you can tell that it's there, and this is a huge game. It would do wonders if they can get it. We actually had head coach Jake Diebler on the Buckeye Show on Friday. We were so hyped up about the win against Penn State in this game coming up here today, obviously, and we congratulated Jake on the rhythm that these guys have been finding as a team with these 3 games.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, our guys are really connected right now, and we're starting to benefit from some consistency with these lineups. But I think we're really growing and like where we're at. We're starting to pick up a little momentum. It seems every single game, it's like one right after another, tough game after tough game after tough game. So we gotta keep this going here as we head into Champaign, Illinois here in a couple days.
There's been a bunch of good things with this team. Obviously, their defensive trends, that has been a major one for me. Their rebounding trends, which could be huge if Visic, the 7'1" center for Illinois, who's missed a couple games with mono, if he's still out today, that could be another huge boost with the way that Aaron Bradshaw and Sean Stewart and Devin Royal and Micah Parrish have been hitting the glass lately, Evan Mahaffey as well. But I think with John Mobley stepping up the way he stepped up, and I say it every time I'm on the air, this man, his three-point shooting numbers have actually gone down since Moore's been put on him in terms of a basketball player in the starting role since Michi's been gone. But he has better three-point shooting days ahead of him. He's going to have some of these games where he's 7 for 10 from downtown, and he's still doing these other things. from a point guard standpoint when Bruce can sort of play off the ball. But John Mobley, 8 dimes in his last 2 games. He had 19 against Penn State as a scorer and 5 rebounds as well. He's been big, but Thornton and Mobley have been huge. This was Diebler on those 2 guys.
Well, having two guys who can play make at such a high level gives you great versatility. And listen, it helps Bruce. And he and I were talking about this last night after the game. It helps him when someone else can create some easy shots for him sometimes. And, you know, they put their best defender on Bruce, and he certainly has earned that. And their best defender is one of the best defenders in the country. So for us to be able to take Bruce off the ball and get him some looks, you know, in different places on the court, create some closeout situations for him instead of all the eyes kind of being on him at the top of the court, I think is really helpful. And I got great confidence and trust in John Mobley's ability to read the game and play make. I mean, this is 2 games in a row, high assist games for him. So I think it's a great thing we got going right now. And those 2, you know, through the experience they've had together, are playing really well.
And they're not just the only 2. That's the thing. Like, you expect it now from those 2, but Micah Parrish has come into a groove. You're seeing some improvements from Sean Stewart and Aaron Bradshaw. Would love to see him stay in it a little bit more without foul trouble, but they're getting better. Devin Royal's doing his thing. They're in a good place right now. They can win this game. They got to do it, though. It's enough to say it. You got to do it. Let's keep breaking down the Bucks with Ron Stokes now.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
All right, Ron, this dude for Illinois, true freshman Kasparis Yakachonis, he is the real deal. I was saying before, he gives me some Lauri Markkanen vibes, but he's maybe not quite as tall, and Yakachonis is a better passer, but this guy can do it all out there. How do you stop him?
Yeah, he's a legitimate player. I don't think you can put the word stop him. He's so effective, and what makes great players great is that they can score despite great defenses. And being so young, he's 18 years old. He's had 2 years of experience playing at a high level over across the waters, but clearly a freshman at the collegiate level doing some marvelous things for Illinois. He's going to be setting some records here before it's all said and done. But he's only going to be here 1 year. They're only going to get him for 1 year. He's gone after. But what a tremendous young player for the Fighting Illini.
I don't think there's a basketball fan out there that could not like the way that he plays and just the way he moves on the court. But, Ron, how about this? Ohio State is in the top half of the Big Ten standings. How did they do this?
Perseverance. I think, and you played the clip of the interview you had with Jake Diebler. He talked about their coming together. There's some consistency because the roster, I should say the starting lineup has been pretty consistent. Guys are starting to understand their roles not only as starters but also coming off the bench. And then also the big factor is how Bruce Thornton and John Mobley Jr. are playing so seamlessly together. I mean, Bruce Thornton has accepted the role that John Mobley has played the point guard position and played it very well, especially these last 2 games with back-to-back 8 assists. And if you're Bruce Thornton, you got to love it. One, you're playing off the ball now some, and you're able to create some spacing off the ball as well. So please help Bruce.
What do you think is the deal with Tomislav Ivisic? Have you seen or heard anything?
He's playing? Oh, he was out here warming up, and he's playing. In my opinion, he's going to play.
Oh, my goodness. Well, he's their second best player. So what does that do to this Buckeye team? The way they've been rebounding better, but Illinois is a team that averages 45 boards a game. And if Ivisic is out there, that's going to be a big thing for them.
Well, the big thing is he hadn't played the last 3 games, so will his timing be there? But I think you also have to look at and discount the fact that Illinois is 14-7. He hadn't played the last 3 games, of which they've lost a few of those. It was not the same Illinois team that's lost those games. The Illinois team that everyone's fearful of is the one that went out and played Oregon. I mean, they dominated on the road, played at an increasingly high level. They're capable of a team that have a deep run in the tournament. You have to be concerned with their rebounding with both of those talented players in the lineup.
What do you think Jake's talking to the team about as being the most key thing to getting out here with a win? Boards?
Rebounding is the key. They're number 1 in the country. I mean, number 1 in the Big Ten in that category, one of the better rebounding teams in the entire country. As a group. So if you're Ohio State, you got to make sure you take care of the boards and their transition as well. They're good in transition. Those are the 2 things that top the mind for me.
Well, that's fight, that's toughness, that's getting after it. You're going to have to do all those things anyway if you want to win a game on the road. So let's go do it.
Absolutely. Go Bucks.
Yeah, go Bucks. Thanks a lot, Ron. Always appreciate the time. We're going to hear from Paul Keels, Ron Stokes, and Skip Mossick coming up here shortly as they get you 45 minutes of pregame coverage leading up to this 1 o'clock tip. Saw the line on this one go down. It was Illinois minus 6.5, and even with Ivisic apparently playing out there, it's 5.5. I really do. I feel good about this. Illinois is a good team, but Ohio State is playing good basketball right now, and it's just about finding pockets where you can get hot and stack some wins, and maybe this is Ohio State's time. I hope we're talking about a win. I'll see you after it's done for postgame coverage. Buckeyes at Illinois, next on The Fan.
You've been listening to Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you. Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke. Well, it was a hard-fought campaign. Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia. Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch. Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now. Only at Great Lakes Kia. Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months. Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third row seating, don't we? And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke. Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia. But what about credit? Come on, man. If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day. Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Plus tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron.
Superheroes! I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. Get Eco.